Alright, a quick little update on the battery life of my S22 Ultra. In my recent review, I spent a good chunk of time talking about the lackluster battery endurance that I was experiencing with the S22 Ultra. But as it turns out, the culprit for the bad battery life wasn't the phone itself. It was actually the SIM card that was causing the subpar battery life. So the AT&T SIM card that I was using on this phone for the first 6 months I was using it was the same one that I used on my S7, Note 8, and S10 Plus. And that kind of explained why I could have never gotten a decent battery life on any of those phones. So right around the time I released my review of the S22 Ultra, I went ahead and did a factory reset of the phone, and that didn't make a difference in my battery life. So what I did was that I went down to my local AT&T store and replaced my 4-year-old SIM card with a brand new one. And the first 2 days of switching to this new SIM card, I was a little disappointed because after going through this hassle of resetting my phone, setting it up again, and getting a brand new SIM card, I was expecting better battery life, but I was getting the same thing. It was still draining at the same rate as before, and I was getting the same 3 to 4 hours of screen on time. But after the third charge cycle, the battery life started improving, and since then, I have been consistently getting around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, and sometimes even 7 hours of screen on time, which is the first for me on a Samsung phone. But that's only if I use my phone correctly or use it in a strategic manner. That extra hour or two of screen on time was nice to have, but the biggest improvement for me really is the battery drain whilst I'm not using the phone. So now whenever I don't use my phone for long periods of time, like when I'm asleep or whenever I'm just working consistently and not using my phone, the battery charge shows a pretty flat line, which goes a long way in increasing the time between charges. So I got this bright idea to switch out the SIM card for a brand new one after coming across this Reddit post while searching for ways to improve battery life on a Samsung phone. So what this post talks about is that apparently a bad cellular signal equates to more background battery usage for the phone, and the author of this post listed the signal strength ranges for different things, and lo and behold, the cell signal on my S22 Ultra was at minus 118 dBm, which according to this post will cause a huge battery drain. And I can tell you that at first, I was really skeptical whether this would make a difference, but I went along with it and it did work, hence this video here. With this new SIM card, my signal strength is now hovering around the minus 110 dBm level, which according to this Reddit post here is still counted as bad signal levels, but I did get marginal battery improvement, so that's that. But yeah, I'm still kind of surprised that I never thought of changing my SIM cards all of these years. I think it's because I've always had 4 to 5 bars of cell signal on my phone. Also, I've never experienced any drop calls nor slow LTE speeds with my old SIM card, but little did I know that I was causing my phone to use up more battery to get that 4 to 5 bars of signal strength. And what puzzles me most about this whole revelation of figuring out why my phone's battery wasn't that good compared to what everyone else was talking about is that the battery drain due to the SIM card just doesn't show up as a metric in the battery usage report on the phone settings. This is why I never considered my SIM card to be one of the culprits behind the bad battery life that I have been experiencing across multiple Samsung phones over the years. I've always thought it was one of my apps. So with that said, moving forward, what I'm going to do is just that whenever I'm getting a new phone, I'll just get a new SIM card through my carrier. But I guess that won't be necessary as eSIMs might be more common in the near future as Apple has started pushing them as the only option for the iPhone 14 models sold in the US. So it won't be long before other manufacturers like Samsung try to follow or copy Apple. Alright, I hope you've learned something from this video. So a bad SIM card can actually cause bad battery life on a phone. And my recent review of the S22 Ultra is still valid. The battery on this phone still drains in a similar fashion to before when I'm heavily using the phone. But yeah, I hope to see you very soon in the next video.